There are many different ways to play Escape from Tarkov. None of them are particularly wrong, but something I've noticed is that people still focus a lot on maxing the numerical stats of their loadouts. Now, this made sense back in the day when recoil was abysmal and weapons were only viable if they were fully modded to meta specs, but it hasn't been that way for a long time. But now that those days are long since past, it feels like a waste to always run the same weapon with the same best-in-slot loadout. Sure, I could grab another NL545 and play the game properly, and I'll probably win. But do you see how boring that was? Hitting a clip doesn't mean anything if the fit is whack. Why restrict yourself to what's best when there is such a wide variety of weapons that you can use that are viable and also just cooler? That is why the proper way to play Escape from Tarkov in 1.0 is to make your gun look cool and to make your PMC pretty. But before we get into that, rent is due, so this video is brought to you by Raycon. Have you ever been doing chores while listening to your favorite horror podcast with earbuds in, completely oblivious to your surroundings, when suddenly your roommate jump scares you and nearly gives you a heart attack? Well, I have, and it was not pleasant. Introducing Raycon bone conduction headphones. They sit outside the ear and send vibrations through your skull so you can listen to whatever you like while maintaining complete situational awareness. Whether you're shopping, running, or just going for a stroll, you have the joy of entertainment with the safety of awareness. The no-bud fit and 13 hours of battery life means you can wear them all day without any discomfort. Excellent for the gym, or if you want a change of scenery, they're IP68 waterproof and dustproof, making them perfect for beach workouts. Personally, I just wear them while I'm doing household chores so I can listen to my tales of terror without the risk of a roommate sending me into a coma. The bone conduction headphones are here to help you go for gold, so head on over to buyraycon.com/thevvbc and get 15% off yours today. Thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Throughout Tarkov's history, it's always kind of been there's like 6 good weapons and then the rest of them are just kind of meh. I think that 1.0 has done away with that and now has the widest variety of viable good weapons that you can use without putting yourself at a fundamental disadvantage. Especially with the new attachments that have come along, you have more options now than ever to make those weapons look good. So I am begging you, use weapons that actually look nice, please. One of the most bastardized weapons I've seen this wipe is the MXLR. Now, the MXLR is good, and it's a lever action, so it's already got aesthetic to it, but everyone runs it with the black tactical mods. I'm sorry, there is no universe where a tactical lever action looks better than one with wood furniture. Like, seriously, if I'm holding this, no woman will ever be interested. But if I'm holding this, the odds still ain't looking good, but I feel better. Personally, I run it without a scope and swap out the irons for the peep sights. Now I've got old trusty medicine stick. I hovered around that area looking for those 2 players for about 5 minutes before I just decided to extract, only to find out that I headshot both of them through the bushes. I swear, if you bring in a crazy kid that goes all in on aesthetics, sometimes Lady Luck will look down upon you and smile. She can't save you if you suck, though. I'm well aware that this is inherently bad advice and I probably sound like a madman. I'm not saying you need to run a meme kit for it to be interesting. Tons of weapons can look good while still being wholly effective. For example, the SR-25. We just got a ton of new mods that make this thing look fantastic while still being really damn good. One of my personal favorite additions is the red dot that goes on top of the Elcan Spectre. Is the Elcan Spectre good enough on its own? Yes. Is the red dot kind of redundant? Sure, but it looks good, and the Mark 11 suppressor alone is enough to elevate your build. If you want to get real crazy, run the tan SR-25 that they added. Slap on an all-tan loadout and it looks fantastic, especially with the Captain Price hat. We can wear GSSHs with a bunch of hats again. LARPer bros rejoice, it's our time to shine. Me personally, I searched up the weapons manual for the Mark 11 and M110 and tried to parts match, because of course I did. I did pretty good, except I'm missing the Picatinny rail covers. Battle State, please. Picatinny rail covers, give them to us, I beg you. Even with modding that is very far from meta, this weapon is still incredibly effective. You don't have to nerf yourself to look good. Of course, a good-looking gun doesn't mean anything without a good-looking kit, and with tons of clothing options available from Ragman, many of which are less than 500,000 rubles, there is absolutely no reason to run into a raid looking like a circus clown. It's drip or drown, Bear Man, and I am in a PBY Catalina. However, I do have a complaint to lodge. Battle State, please, for the love of all that is holy, give us a way to purchase skinned items without having to go through ref. It is my firmly held belief that Tarkov Arena is one of the most miserable gaming experiences I have ever endured, and I played Fallout 76 on launch. The maps are mediocre, half the modes suck, the servers are inconsistent, the hit reg is questionable on a good day, and I loathe ever having to play it. Unfortunately, there is no other way to access some of the best looking cosmetic items in the game. Battle State, just let us buy the cosmetics from the website and then add a painting station to the hideout. There's an open spot right here. It's not being used. We can just buy regular items and then reskin them right here. I don't have to play arena, and it also gets rid of some pay to win concerns with ref. As it stands now, I have to slam my head against a wall just to look good. I don't want to clock in for my shift in a game I hate in order to buy a pretty helmet in a game I like. It really sucks, but I gotta do it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna look good with my M16 modded to look like a Mark 12. Again, is modding your weapon like this the most effective? No, of course not. A generic M4 build is going to be better, but this is so much more fun. Just make your weapons interesting. I'm not saying you have to go off the deep end. Though if you do, you might end up running a stock VSS with a PSO scope because it just feels right, and kills at range with it are incredibly satisfying. Look, to summarize this video, just mod your weapons in a way that my eyes aren't gonna glaze over upon seeing the 43rd NL545 GP in that exact configuration. I understand wanting to extract, but this wipe has given us the greatest variety of weapons that are not only usable, but actually very good. So seeing the exact same builds over and over and over again is a little disheartening. And that'll about do it. Once again, thank you to Raycon for sponsoring this video. Head on over to buyraycon.com/thevvbc if you are add-on interested in that. I'm back. Hopefully, school is busy, but I do have a plan to, release stuff on a more consistent schedule. Fingers crossed. No stream after this one because I had to stay up late to get this all situated, but there should be a stream after next week's video. Fingers crossed. I know I've been saying that a lot. Thank you for bearing with me. Hopefully I don't disappear for a long period of time again. Otherwise, just thank you so much, especially for watching all the way to the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed.